Welcome to the CoreData podcast. And joining me today is Brett Jollie, who ran Aberdeen Asset Management here in Sydney for 14 years. Today we're looking to discuss the market, opportunities and challenges facing asset managers. Brett, thanks for joining us.
It's great to be here.
Brett, let's kick off with where are we today then? How are things out there in the market?
Well, it's nice to be here today, so thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.
We are at the tail end of a 30-year investment super cycle. So this has really driven investment markets. It's driven the funds management industry and all the industries that sit around the funds management industry. Over the last 30 years, we've seen interest rates come down from double digit. We've seen the increase in globalisation, increase in global trade, decrease in geopolitical issues and concerns around the world. And these have driven asset growth, investment in investment markets and the funds management industry, particularly in developed markets, developed countries where you've got ageing populations, you've got pension systems which are scaling, growing. We only have to look at Australia with its superannuation system that really has helped grow the asset management industry down here.
So end of a super cycle, you say, Brett. That's very interesting because we are in buoyant markets at the moment. We've seen a lot of volatility. We've seen various macroeconomic political issues over the last 5 years. If we just hark back we don't go back to the financial crisis, just from COVID and beyond. Markets have managed to bounce back. They are at all-time highs, which comes with it a sprinkle of risk, I suppose, if things are as good as they are. I think what I'd like to explore are what are some of the challenges maybe that the incumbent providers are facing or have been facing, given the competition and the onset of passive, the continued rise of those guys, the demand that we're seeing in our research from investors across the retail, wholesale, institutional spectrum in terms of broader diversification. We've seen a kind of a collapse of correlations in some asset areas. So if you were running an asset manager tomorrow or even today, later this afternoon, what might you be trying to what looking glass would you be looking through to sort of drive things forward?
Yeah. Okay, well, you touched on a lot of the issues. There are certainly the tailwinds that I referred to earlier, in many instances have become headwinds. So we have seen, that we do have higher geopolitical concerns today. We have had a rising inflationary environment, and a rising interest rate environment. We've got imposition of tariff policies out of the US. What's that going to do longer term? So there's a range of challenges that are impacting the industry today. And around that, as you say, you throw in a range of other headwinds that, particularly for the traditional asset managers, I'm talking about the ones that have been successful over the last 20, 30 years, have built up big back books of business, done very well, particularly in traditional asset classes, I should say. Over the last 10 plus years, it's no secret that most active fund managers have underperformed markets for various reasons, which we can discuss. But that creates challenges for them.